Good morning. It is, I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday. How are you? All right, y'all, let's get down to business because I have a haircut at 7:15 this morning. I am that crazy person that gets my hair cut before 8 o'clock. Yes, because things get busy, and Pensacola is a busy town, y'all, and it's hard to get a haircut like at a normal time. So anyway, I hope you're doing well today. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Let's have a little bit more of this go-go juice this morning. I hope everyone is doing well today. So we had some storms yesterday in Pensacola, and hey, I had a busy day. I met with some clients. I have a team member who is dealing with a really difficult deal. So we all met, and collectively we can come up with more solutions and better solutions because we all look at things differently. So we met with the clients downtown in our office, and we all talked out the issues, the possible solutions, and came up with a plan for moving forward, or at least for negotiating with the seller to move forward. And now we wait to see what the seller is going to say, and then the real fun begins because there's quite a lot going on with this property, and it's a really nice property in the $400,000 range, but it has some deferred maintenance and some things going on that we've got to figure out. So even though it was an as-is contract, there are some pretty major things going on with the property that have caused reservation with the buyers. They still want to move forward, but we've got to try and come to what we call a meeting of the minds and get everyone on the same page, because there's, again, some major issues going on with this property. And anytime I do an as-is contract, I always let my clients know as-is means as-is. However, during your inspection period, if major issues come up that are concerning to you, we can always go back to the table and try and talk with the sellers and see if there's some room for negotiation. If not, you simply have to walk away or decide that the issues are not large enough to make you want to pull out of the contract. In a Florida as-is contract, you have a built-in right to inspect and cancel. And when you look at that, if you're writing that offer, make sure you read that so you understand exactly what your rights are to cancel and get your earnest money back, because you don't want to be in a situation where you lose your earnest money. So with that said, I wanted to do a little message today to any new or newer agents out there that watch this, because with new agents, it's very important to have a support network, whether you're with a mentor, whether you're on a team, whether you do coaching. Make sure you have a support network that you can talk these things through with, and learn to ask questions. That is your job. Don't feel like you're irritating someone. Maybe you are irritating them. I irritate people all the time. But it's your job to ask the questions, to understand what's happening in a transaction so that you can better inform your clients. Now, it is not your job or your decision to decide if a deal should move forward or not. That is your client's responsibility. What your job is to gather all the information and all the facts so that they can make an informed decision. I've sold many of houses that I would never buy, and I've lost many of deals that I would have never walked away from. But it's not my money, it's not my decision. So your job as a new agent is A, to communicate, B, to communicate, C, to communicate. Always, always, always keep that open line of communication with your clients. And you need a good line of communication with the agent on the other side. Now, I have been in situations when the agent on the other side does not call me back, does not text me back, and it gets to a point that I'm almost at the point where I have to say to my clients, look, I'm getting no communication. I am personally not comfortable with that. I'm not sure how you feel about it. I would like for you to let me know how you would like me to proceed. And I've had times I've had to call a broker to say, look, You know, Tommy Toon is not returning my calls, my emails, or my text. Is everything okay with Tommy? Is he on vacation? Is there someone else I should be communicating with that I was not aware of? I never, ever, ever go into a situation accusing the other agent, because you never know what's happened. And yes, I have my own personal opinions. We all do. But we have a code of ethics that we have to follow. And that means you can't belittle or berate a fellow realtor. You never know what's going on in their world. Now, have I worked with some agents that I thought they were just avoiding me? I have. Eventually, we managed to work things out and got our communication going. 9 times out of 10, it was not intentional. And sometimes it is intentional because the agent doesn't have the information they need from their client. So they don't have any information for you. So as a new agent, my suggestion for you, if you're working with a client that you just cannot get a response from, communicate. Let the other agent know, hey, I apologize for the delay. However, my client is a little bit difficult to reach at the moment. You don't even have to go into reasons why. Just let them know I'm working on it. I have not forgotten. I am not letting the ball drop. I am just having a delay in communication with my client at the moment, but I promise you I will get the answer to you. And then you just keep working on it. And then if you can't get the answer to them by said date, then you simply call them up and say, look, I'm not getting anything from my buyer. I'm not sure what's going on. How would you and your client like to proceed? Because we're reaching our deadline. La, 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 la. So for new agents, that is some of the best advice. Always be professional, always be courteous, and always communicate. That's what I do in life in general. It has proven very well for me. I have never been told, hey, I don't want you to over communicate with me. Most people would rather you over communicate. And it's what I have to do to be able to sleep at night. I don't want to wake up the next day and have a big message from a client because I didn't communicate. I've had that happen when I was new, and I thought I was communicating. I really only went one day without communicating, and that's because it was my birthday. I was on a trip with my family, and I had communicated this with my client several days in advance. And my crazy self, thinking I really need a break, left my phone, because at that point I looked like a drug dealer. I had 2 phones I carried around, and I left my work phone in my car. We were in the mountains. It was in the winter, and my phone went dead because it was so cold outside. So when I finally charged it back up and opened up, started it back up, I had all these messages from my client saying everything from I need you to call me to finally you're the worst agent I've ever worked with. I felt horrible. Literally, y'all, it hadn't even been 24 hours. This is what we deal with as realtors. And I called my client. Client wouldn't answer my phone. I text my client back and I said, of course, I do apologize I missed your call. If you remember, I let you know I was going to be out of commission yesterday because I was meeting my family and going to my favorite place in the world, Dollywood, and that I would be back available today. No communication, none. Called the closing attorney because I was in North Carolina at that time. Closing attorney had already told me they weren't working over the holiday because it wasn't my birthday, it was Christmas. This was over the holiday. And the closing attorney said she had lots of messages too, and the client was threatening to not close the deal. Finally, I got in touch with the wife of the client, and she reassured me that everything was fine and that they were moving forward. They just had a question and they apologized. The husband to this day has not spoken to me again. I've seen them in public. He has not spoken with me. It's one of those things. Lesson learned. Now, does that mean you can't ever have time off? No, that does not mean you can't ever have time off. It just means the best practice is to always over communicate. I thought I had over communicated, but because it was the first part of the week when I let him know, in future what I do now rather, not in future, if I'm going away, I talk to every single active client I have that day before I leave or that night before I leave. And then I let them know, hey, I'm not going to have cell service, but I will be able to check intermittently. Now I'm at a point I have an assistant, so it's not as big of a deal because she can take my phone and get in touch with me if anything is urgent that I really need to see right away. But I also am now at a point that my phone just stays with me. I've learned that I can't turn it off. It is just is what it is. But anyway, life balance, yes, you have to have it. Just make sure you communicate. If you're really not going to be available, make sure you're communicating with everybody that you're dealing with. That includes agents and clients. It makes everybody's life much easier. So there you go. That's my little spiel this morning. Talked a little bit about new agents and negotiating deals, and I did not even look to see who was on here, so I apologize. It is almost time for me to leave. There's a couple of people on here. It's probably gonna, oops. There's a couple of people on here. See, now I'm like on two things here. Where's my volume? There it is. Okay. Hey, Randy. Hey, Holly. Good morning. I did not even buy anything on Prime yesterday, y'all. I'm so happy and excited for myself because everything I saw I don't really need. I do want a new Roomba, but the one I want wasn't on sale, so I'm not going to buy it. However, I did wake up to like 3 or 4 messages from my mom that she's found things she wants to buy. So I'll have to help her with that today, I'm sure. But anyway, I want you guys to have a great day. Thank you so much for always listening to me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. Hopefully somebody comes across these videos and finds some of my information useful. I'm always available to answer any questions if needed. And if I don't know the answers, I'll find them. And that was one other tidbit of information I wanted to give to new agents. If you don't know, that's okay. You don't have to know every answer. I don't know every answer. I know agents who have been doing this for 40 years and they don't know every answer. What you have to do is be confident and always let your client know. That's a very good question. I will do some research and I will find that out for you. Bam. There you go. That's all people want. They just want to know you're going to help them. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to get out of here because I've got to get this hallelujah hair taken care of today. So when you see me tomorrow, I'll be buzzed and looking all cute again. So I hope you have a great day. Get out there and do something fun. I'm going to go take a couple of exterior photos of a new listing I've got coming up. So I'm going to get that done today. So have a great day. Get out there, do something fun. Get out in the sunshine. It's good for you. Wear sunscreen. And I just read something the other day that talked about not wearing sunscreen. But anyway, I wear sunscreen because I don't like cancer. All right, have a great day. And if you need me, call me. And always remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, always be you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.